Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the likes. We do have a live goal. Feel free to contribute. Alright, so let's get started. Again, we're doing channel messages today. So take what resonates, leave the rest. Thank you so much for the gifts. If I don't catch a gift, if I'm looking off, then I'm going to try to go back. But I definitely want to give thanks to everybody that's showing love for sure. Alright, so first thing I'm hearing is don't make a hasty decision. I feel like some of you guys are in a space where you're trying to decide on how to move forward with something specific. For some of y'all, this could be about education. I'm seeing books. I'm seeing a library. I'm also hearing, y'all know I don't do too much when it comes to relationships and love, right? But if I hear it, I'm going to say it. For some of you, this is not the person you're supposed to be with, and you know that. This is serving as confirmation. I feel like Spirit is saying don't make a hasty decision because some of you guys are still in a place of healing where you're emotionally sensitive. If that makes sense for who it's for. Some of you struggle with pedestaling people, right? I don't even know if that's the way to say it, but you meet these people offer you something that maybe you're not used to having, or maybe you've never had, or it's just slightly different from what you're used to or what you've experienced, or something completely different. Thank you so much for the heart me. From what you're used to, what you've experienced, and you pedestal these people, right? Thank you for the gift. You put them on this pedestal, you know, in your life, and a lot of your attention, your time, your energy, your effort goes towards these people. I'm also hearing for some of you guys, there's a career change happening as well, going back to the education piece, because I'm seeing it two ways. For some of you guys, I'm seeing this as a relationship as far as hasty decisions. And then for others of you, I'm seeing it as far as this could be education. This could also be work life. This could also be career. I feel like some of you guys are not in your desired career. You may have like a promotion or some type of option coming that requires you to do more or to give more to this particular job or whatever. Don't accept it if you know that this is not even what you want to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Don't accept that shit. Sometimes we just accept things out of fear, and I feel like a lot of you guys are fearful. Whether this is in regards to relationship, this could also be an offer for a deeper connection in relationship. Earlier, I was getting marriage. I wasn't going to say it, but Spirit is telling me to say it. For some of you guys, you may get a marriage offer, or you may be wanting a marriage offer from somebody. This is not the person that you need to be married to, and this is why this hasn't come in yet. If it's on a job tip, wherever you work, they find you valuable enough to give you more work, but not valuable enough to pay you. Does that make sense? So they understand that you have what it takes to do the job and then some. Because some of you guys are above and beyond type workers, if that makes sense, right? but they're not really giving you what you deserve. And this is not even really a field that you feel connected to all the way. You could be doing something else with your time and with your energy that actually means something to you versus whatever this is. A lot of y'all are fearful to step out on faith. There's something here about stepping out on faith and just allowing yourself to go with the fucking flow. I keep saying a hospital. Medical field could be significant. I'm saying S names. I'm saying E names. These are first letters and a first name. I'm seeing P names. There's also something here about traveling. Specifically, I'm seeing mountains and I'm seeing bodies of water. So some of you guys, your commute to work could require you to pass these things, or you've gotten this download while riding past a body of water or mountains specifically. Some of you guys could also live near mountains. I'm here in Colorado. I'm here in California. There's something here about like messages that you're getting. And again, this won't resonate for everybody, so take what resonates and leave the rest. But there's a certain group of people who's getting messages or downloads, and mountains are significant and bodies of water are significant. Going back to travel, I feel like a lot of you guys are definitely going to have to leave wherever you live to get the opportunities that are for you. One of the reasons why you can't find what you're looking for is because you're not looking in the right place. You're trying to make this happen. I keep hearing from Mean Girls, you're trying to make fetch happen. I'm hearing it's like you're trying to force something that's not going to happen until you get out of this space. Hello, everybody joining. I feel like some of y'all are chasing behind something or someone. Give me clarity. Something here about a chase. The name Chase could be significant. I keep hearing Chase. Whatever you think was stolen from you, thank you, Spirit. Some of y'all think that somebody stole something from you or they took something with them when they left. And I feel like you're trying to track this thing down. Thank you, Bruce. Or it's like you're stuck in this energy where you're holding them responsible for taking something from you. This could be time, feeling like they took your time, feeling like they took something from you that's valuable to you. This could be like a grudge that some of y'all are holding. Scorpio energy. You could be a Scorpio placements. I do feel like this is a time where a lot of y'all are about to realize your own strength. Okay? Thank you, Spirit. So after some type of separation, if this is not romantic, this can most definitely be a friend, family member, something along those lines, right? Doesn't have to be a romantic thing. But I feel like somebody wounded you in a way that you felt like they took something from you. Okay? And that's going to make sense for who it makes sense for. If it don't apply, let it fly. But somebody wounded you in a way where you felt like they took something from you. Confirmation that you have been trying to get back. But I feel like a lot of y'all are starting to realize that this person never had the power to take anything from you. Because I'm seeing like somebody flex their muscles. Some of y'all could be in a gym. Some of y'all could have had like a glow up, so to speak. But when it comes to weight, or when it comes to fitness specifically, diet could be changing. I'm seeing a lot of weights. I'm hearing the sound of weights like hitting the ground. Like when you're in the gym and you can hear, like, you know, people are lifting, you hear the clinking of the weights. I'm hearing that. Some of you guys could definitely be focused on your physical health. And I feel like a lot of that is tied into, somebody could be suffering with anxiety. And this is helping. There's something about what you're doing that's helping you on a mental level and a spiritual level. If this is not you physically being in the gym, this is definitely you, I'm hearing, working out your mind. So whether you're doing like mental exercises, breathing exercises, whether you're reading, whether you're studying, whether you're doing something that's working out your mind to put you in a better headspace than where you were. I'm hearing 3 to 9 months ago, specifically for some of you guys. For some of y'all, 3 to 9 years ago. Whatever this is, it feels heavy. And you dropping it is showing you something different about yourself. You're learning something about yourself during this process of what it feels like recovery. I'm seeing that Red Cross that you see when we're talking about like hospitals, like the health Red Cross. Yeah, this feels like you're recovering from something. For some of y'all, this links back to childhood. I'm hearing a long time coming, but I know change gonna come. The name, I forget the name of that song. I guess it's called Change Gonna Come. I don't know, but that's the song that I'm hearing. I told y'all already, because we're moving into Cancer season, there's going to be a lot of different things happening with the family dynamic. And I feel like a lot of you are about to have breakthroughs when it comes to family. But it's not going to come in a way that you think, right? I feel like for a lot of people, this is going to be almost like the black sheep kind of rising from the ashes. I'm getting like a phoenix energy. Thank you for the heart me. A lot of y'all are about to be recognized in ways that you were never recognized before in your family dynamic. But let me say this. Recognition does not always come with support, right? People can recognize and see who you are, but that don't mean that they support you, and that don't mean that they like it. Okay? People can see exactly who you are, exactly how amazing you are, powerful you are, all of the things. It doesn't mean the way that they treat you is going to change or get better. Okay? So let that be a fair warning. There's something here significant about clouds. I'm hearing the lyrics to Can You Stand the Rain? Sunny days, everybody loves them. Something significant about clouds. It could be cloudy where you are for the last couple of days. It's most definitely connected to rest. Some of y'all don't know how to sit the hell down. And I'm not just talking about physically resting. I'm talking about rest of the mind, mental rest. A lot of y'all don't know how to cut y'all damn brains off. And this is where you run into a lot of your issues. You're deprived. I'm saying it how, and I think Spirit gave me this reference a couple days ago when I was on live. But you know how, like, a sponge, right? Like a sponge that you use to clean up or whatever the case is. Hello, everybody joining. And it dries out. That's the reference that Spirit is giving me, showing me the condition of some of y'all mentally. Like, you need to give yourself a fucking break. Okay? Thank you for the heart, me. When it comes to your mental could use a fucking break. And I'm not just talking about, oh, I'm not going to go to work today. I'm not going to do this today. I'm not going to do that today. Thank you for the heart, me. Blah, 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 blah. That's not what I'm talking about. Okay? All that's well and dandy. But what does it matter if you land in the bed watching whatever show and your mind is still going 1,000 miles a minute? Okay, so this is going back to allowing yourself to mentally rest, going back to working out your mind. Almost like having a fail safe, right? So what that is like, let's say you have like a safety room, okay? And it kind of locks you in there, it's supposed to protect you, whatever. But just in case you have to get out, you got to have like a fail safe, like something that's going to help you break out of that. Okay? That's kind of what Spirit is showing me. Like, you need something, or you need to have things set up that allow you to break out of the mental gymnastics that you do. For a lot of y'all, this is highly connected to anxiety. And I feel like a lot of this anxiety comes from, for a lot of you, going back to childhood. There's a lot of childhood things, childhood traumas, experiences that maybe you don't think about every day. But a lot of that energy feeds off of you throughout the fucking day. And your subconscious is highly aware of the things that plague your mind. Okay? So just because you're not necessarily thinking about it, and for some of you, you are actually thinking about it, but for some of you, you've learned how to mask. And I'm seeing the Joker. You know how some people get like specifically I'm saying like the tattoo. You know how some people get like the smile of the Joker and whatever, and then they put it up to their face like a tattoo? That's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of y'all have learned to mask what it is that you've experienced, what you feel. You don't deal with things directly, okay? Or you've learned to abort mission, to ghost people, situations, just get the fuck out of Dodge instead of dealing with things head on. And it's creating this subconscious mental chaos where your subconscious brain and the things that are stored there are almost attacking the conscious parts of you, which is now affecting your reality. You're not able to do the things that you need to do in your reality. And it may not make sense, because I'm getting some of you guys may have breakdowns throughout the day, or random breakdowns throughout the week. And this could be either tears, or this could just be overwhelming anger or irritation, or even disassociation or isolation. You want to be completely by yourself and not understanding why you feel the way that you feel. You know what I'm saying? Not understanding where it's coming from, not really putting two and two together, okay? I feel like for a lot of you guys, if you don't deal with this soon, there's going to be a crash that comes that will be completely uncontrollable. And some of y'all got anger issues, so we know that we don't want that. Okay. I'm also hearing 3 strikes you out. So for some of y'all, this could be your last strike. Some of you guys could have uh, legal strikes or a legal pass, and you can't afford to be back in no shit. Okay? Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the love. Yeah, I'm hearing suffering in silence. A lot of y'all don't speak about what it is that you go through. I feel like I'm talking to people who are very hard body. Like on the outside, you give. I just Spirit just said a lot of people don't know to check up on you. They don't even know that you would need help. Cause you get a type of person that got it all under control, or you know, I got it. I feel like even when help is offered, a lot of you deny it, even though you really need it. So a lot of people don't even know that you need the assistance. And some of you guys feel some type of way that you don't get help, or that you are on your own. Okay, I can hear like, you know, I'm always taking care of me, or I got me, something like that. I got me. I'm gonna always make sure I'm good, something along those lines. But a lot of that is just a trauma reflex almost. This feels heavy in childhood. There's a lot of trauma popping up here from childhood, from the past experiences. Some of y'all had a really tough childhood, and it doesn't necessarily mean for everybody that there was a financial issue in your childhood, because I feel like a lot of people don't acknowledge certain traumas from their past because they feel like, well, I was good, I had a roof over my head. Some of y'all even had both parents in the house. Some of y'all even, you know, had the latest this and that. You know, some of y'all didn't have to worry about where your next meal was coming from and shit like that. So you kind of feel like, for me to complain about that would be insane. It doesn't make sense. I don't feel like I went through what I see other people go through, or hear about what, you know, what other people went through when it comes to their childhood. But for some of you guys, you didn't have the emotional part that you needed. And for a child, yes, it's important for that child to have a roof over their head and all of those other things. But it's also important for that child to feel love and be emotionally provided for. And some of y'all did not get that. Some of y'all parents were just as hard body acting as you are now. A lot of y'all picked that up. I feel like this month is going to show a lot of you guys just how much you did get from your family dynamic that was passed down, that maybe you did not see, or maybe you were unaware of, or maybe you ignored. Because for some of y'all, you saw it, but you ignored it. Yeah, there's a lot of masking happening right now. Because I'm seeing a fully regular, normal face. I don't know if y'all have ever seen, like, on movies where, you know, they show you the face of a person and the face is normal, but if that person was to turn around, there's a whole nother face on the back. That's what it's giving. Heavy Gemini energy, heavy Pisces energy, heavy Scorpio energy is what I've picked up so far. And you can have these placements anywhere in your chart. I'm also getting Virgo energy as well. Spirit is saying never satisfied. I feel like some of you guys, if Spirit was to give you that thing that you feel like you need, that's going to make you, in your head, there's something that you feel like you need, right? For whoever this is for. So if I get this one thing, I know everything going to be good. I know, shit going to turn around for me, blah, 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 blah. But Spirit is saying, even if I was to give you that right now, whatever you think you're going to feel might last a little bit of time, and then you're going to be right back where you are. You know what I'm saying? So there's something here about dealing with things on a deeper level. And this, for some of you guys, is the reason why you haven't received that very thing yet. Because it's not a band-aid. I feel like some of y'all are using your manifestations as a band-aid. If I manifest this, if I get this, if I have this in my life, this person, this relationship, this job, this money, this car, this blah, 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 then everything is going to be fixed. All of my problems are going to be solved. And that's just not how it works. There's something deeper here. This is a root chakra issue. Root chakra is highlighted. The color red is highlighted. This is a root chakra issue. This is something that has to do with your foundation. So going back to the mental and the emotional, there's mental and emotional traumas here that have to be solved. Doesn't mean that you have to have everything together for you to get the things that you want, but you do need to have a more solid foundation before these things come into your life. Because the last thing you want to do is get everything that you wanted, everything that you were manifesting, everything that you were desiring, and you can't fully enjoy it, or you can't do anything with it, or you fuck it up and you lose it because you don't have the right foundation. And foundation is not just money. Foundation is your mental, your emotional, your spiritual. Okay? 333 can be significant. 3s, 6, 9. Okay? 12 is even 3. We reduce 12, that's 3. So there's balance is required. Okay? Balance is required. You can't get the things that you want and sustain those things without having your foundation. Now, a lot of y'all have not been working on the foundational part of it. And what you don't understand is, if you focus on the foundation, right? Healing from whatever traumas, discovering who you are on a deeper level, clearing your mental blockages, your emotional blockages, working on the different things that you are harboring within your energy. I'm hearing regrets. Some of y'all are angry at yourself. Some of y'all are holding hatred for yourself. Okay? If you actually focus on that instead of trying to manifest, you'll actually get the results from doing that work rather than trying to do all of these different things to manifest what it is you want. For people who do spell work, that's why that shit is not working. For people who, are paying other people to do things on their behalf, that's why certain shit is not working. Because you have to unlock this for yourself through the work that you do on yourself. Does that make sense? You're not just going to wake up one day and have the things that you want just because you asked real bad and you said, I really, really need it. Right? What you want you can have and you deserve to have, but there's work that's required for you to sustain that thing. And too often, everybody is focused on getting it, but how do you maintain it if your foundation is bogus? You know what I'm saying? How do you plan on keeping it? How do you plan on feeding it? Right? Because you can only give it the energy that you have. So if your energy is depleted to start with, if your energy is chaotic to start with, if your energy is traumatized and all over the place to start with, how far do you think you're going to be able to go with this thing? And how much do you think you're going to be able to feed and sustain whatever it is that you're asking for? I'm also hearing keep your eyes on your own test. Some of y'all looking at everybody else stuff and comparing yourself to other people. We started at the same time. We got the same parents. We got this. Like making comparisons. You know, we work in the same industry. Shit like that. Keep your eyes on your own test. Some of you guys been having trouble sleeping. Sleeping patterns are fucked. Or you're not sleeping at all. Some of y'all are pulling all-nighters. I'm seeing that animation when they have like the sun and the moon above the continents and it's showing you how it goes around. That's what I'm seeing. It's like days are passing. Some of y'all are like on like just autopilot. You're not getting a proper rest. Some of y'all are not eating properly. It's like you're not taking care of yourself, but you're just going with the motions. You know you got to go to work, so you show up for that. You know you got to drop the kids off, so you show up for that. You know you got to do this, so you show up for that. It's like you're just doing the things that you know you got to do, but you're not really doing anything, if that makes sense. Something could have happened over a holiday. I'm seeing Christmas specifically. It could be another holiday, or it can be around the time of a holiday. Something happened that kind of put some of y'all on autopilot. This could be somebody's passing happened close to a holiday. This is recent. This almost kind of feels unexpected as well. I'm seeing Taraji in that movie Straw. So for some of y'all, this could have been like your last, like the last thing that just made you kind of like going back to disassociation. Okay? This is collective. This could be a grandmother that passed. She could have even passed close to her birthday or something. Or your birthday. Birthday is significant. Before a birthday. Something about a passing and a birthday being in the same sentence, in the same time span or something. This could also be like if your mother is older, because I'm seeing gray hair. Your mother could have been older, or a mother figure to some of you guys, or their birthday just passed. Something here significant about a birthday and this person's passing that go hand in hand. I do feel like for whoever this collective is, the person that passed away, whoever this mother figure is, whether it's a grandmother, a great aunt, a mother, older sister, whatever, there was things that had to be, there was help that you needed in the spiritual realm that only this person could provide. Or it goes, thank you for the gift, my love. It goes with this person's destiny to help on the other side with something. Right? And I may not make sense right now, but it will. But they couldn't do what they needed to do from this side. There was something significant about being in the spiritual realm to help with whatever this is. To help you specifically accomplish whatever this is. So especially if you are somebody who identifies as like a generational curse breaker, or your life is just connected to some of the generational curses of the family, you have help and assistance on the other side. And I feel like some of you guys have either dreamt about this ancestor recently. This person that passed somebody may have talked them up recently. Something reminded you of them recently, especially within the last 2 weeks. And this is just confirmation of that. I'm hearing a bridge over troubled water. I do feel like this feels like a different part of the message. Excuse me. I do feel like there is some type of assistance that's about to come in for some people. This feels like whoever I'm talking to in this portion of this message is not who I was talking to before. So let me say that. Okay, this was like two different parts of this. Okay, I do feel like whoever this other group is, the work that you have been doing has not gone unnoticed. It may have felt like it, but it has not. Okay, and you're about to see in different ways that it wasn't unnoticed, and that it is very appreciated, and that it had meaning. Okay, it may not have felt like it recently, or for a long time it may not have felt like it. This is definitely giving like underdog energy, being overlooked, choosing to do the right thing around people who not doing the right thing, but you the one who feel like you're not getting what these other people are getting, if that makes sense. It's like all these other motherfuckers will go out here and do all types of wild shit and not care and be reckless and whatever, and they can have the houses, the cars, the jobs, the careers, the you know, businesses, the relationships, the children, and all this stuff. And here I am over here, you know, really trying to stay consistent with doing the right thing. And I don't feel like I'm getting what I should be getting. But that's changing. Not about to change, it's changing. That's a thing of the past. You're not going to have to deal with that any longer. Something could have broke on the 15th, which was Sunday. Something could have changed. Something could have been released. If it wasn't released here in the physical, it was definitely released in the spiritual. I told y'all before on another live, the 17th through the 25th was going to be significant. I think the 25th is Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. So something between last Tuesday just passed, a couple days ago, and Wednesday. I think Wednesday is the 25th. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm hearing that part from Melodies of Heaven when they say, "Take me in your arms and hold me close, rain down on me." It's something about spirit being about to hold you in a moment. There's something that's about to happen where you're going to feel held, protected, guided. You're going to feel the presence of having folks on the other side, if that makes sense. Like, you're going to know in that moment, like, nah, like I'm really, I really got people looking out for me on the other side, or I'm really connected to this source. There's something that's going to feel very gratifying, satisfying, lots of confirmation, right? That you are as connected as you know yourself to be. I'm not going to say think you are, but as you know yourself to be. Sometimes we just need that confirmation. You know what I'm saying? It can be difficult being out here just simply using intuition, right? It's like, okay, I get it, my intuition is my intuition that, but give me a little confirmation so that I know, like, you know, I'm doing what I need to be doing, or this shit is doing what it needs to do, right? I feel like that confirmation is coming, and it's gonna come through some type of either opportunity for some of you guys, or just an experience that you can't really conceptualize or make sense of when it comes to the way that we break things down in human form. Like, you're gonna know that this is a spiritual thing. I'm hearing what was that Drake and Alicia Keys song, Fireworks? That's what I'm hearing. Specifically the all I see is fireworks. That's how this shit is gonna feel. I'm hearing ordained. Something's gonna happen so, I don't really like using the word perfect, but it's gonna happen so perfect that it's like there's no way that this wasn't spiritually divine. Like, there will be no denying it. Even people around you won't be able to deny that this is magical. That's what it feels like. It feels magical. I don't know if y'all just heard that bird outside as I said that. This feels very magical. And it's unexpected. Spirit been talking about unexpected things for a while. In the readings that I've been doing over here. So this falls right in line with that. This is very unexpected. It's unexpected, but it's at the most, again, I don't like using the word perfect, but it's at the perfect time. I'm hearing late in the midnight hour, it's gonna work in your favor. It gives that. It's like right when it needs to happen, it happens. But it's unexpected to you because you're not necessarily looking for it. I feel like a lot of y'all are about to get what you have manifested because you stopped looking for it. You know what I'm saying? You stop watching it so closely and obsessing over it. You just kind of put it out there for the last time, and you just been doing whatever else you've been doing. And this is why it's about to come in, and it's going to feel unexpected because you kind of haven't even let your mind worry about that in a long time. I'm seeing the word source biggest shit in my head, and that's giving me, all of this is happening because of you. And a lot of y'all be needing that reminder that at the end of the day, you are the source. You are the energy that's keeping all of this shit moving, working, creating the reality for all of this to happen. You are the source of that. Going back to mentality, a lot of this is mental. Once you put your mind in the right place, everything else has to follow. That's just how that works. Everything else gotta follow. And a lot of you have done the mental work, or you're in the process of doing the mental work. And the thing about it is, it doesn't require perfection, right? So some days you may not be as mentally there as you are other days, as mentally strong, as mentally savvy, as you are other days, right? That doesn't mean that what you are doing is not working, right? Because everything has its day. So just because you're working on yourself, just because you're making better decisions, just because you're on this rise, right, to this next place, to this next part of your life, to this next space, to this next phase, it does not mean that everything is going to go the way that you want to every single day. Some days you're going to have your days. Some days are not going to be your day. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? Some days will be your day. That's fine too. But don't judge yourself too hard for the days where you are not as up to par as you feel like you should be, or as you usually are. Give yourself some compassion. Alright? It's all a part of the process. I do feel like a dog is significant. This could be a what do they call them? Service animal or something. That's for a couple of people. Something significant about an animal. Specifically a dog is what I'm seeing. Going back to anxiety, helping to take the edge off. I'm getting if you ever seen the movie Coco, the Disney movie, when they go to the spiritual realm, the dog turns into like this, beautiful, magical guardian of the little boy. That's what it's given. Some of y'all have a pet that is very spiritually tapped in. On the other side, they hold some type of significance. And I feel like some of y'all know that. You might get little signs, or you've gotten signs about your animal. If it's not a dog, take it how it resonates. I'm seeing specifically the dog from Coco, but it can be whatever pet you have if it resonates for you. Okay, but there's something significant about a pet having some type of spiritual access on the other side and being able to pick up on energies and things that are going on. Okay, I do feel like some of y'all need to travel. If you've been thinking about planning some type of vacation or something like that, you need to travel. You need to go somewhere outside of your city and state. This is not staycation vibes. This is not, we just gonna drive to the next state. It's required for you to hop on another form of transportation. A train, a plane, a boat. Okay? Some of y'all need to get out of your city and your state for a few days. And I'm here, don't worry about finances. Start putting it in your head, planning it out, and let everything else fall into place. A lot of y'all be talking about manifestation, but then you don't tap into the way that it actually works. Right? It's all about where your mindset is, where you allow your mental to go. So if you sitting here talking about, oh, I'm not going to be able to take no trips no time soon because I don't got the money and I'm broke and I got this to worry about and I got that to worry about and I can't figure this out and figure that out, then you're not going no damn where. Because you speaking it all over yourself. And you basically telling everything around you, I can't go. Don't try to help me out, spirit, source, God, universe, ancestors, whoever. Don't try to help me out because I can't go. I'm broke. That's what you're saying to everything around you. So instead of having that type of mentality, you know what I'm saying, expand your thoughts. Going back to the mind. A lot of this message is definitely about the mental and the emotional. Expand your damn mind. Okay? Miracles happen every day. But for some reason, we don't feel like we're worthy of those things happening to us. Or we feel like we have to do a certain thing or be a certain person or have a certain status or have a certain past even sometimes. You know what I'm saying? In order for us to have certain things happen for us. And that's just not the truth. If there are evil people in this world that can travel when they want to, that can move around when they want to, that can pay their bills on time and everything else, then why can't a good-hearted person also attract those same things to them? You know what I'm saying? A person who's trying to get their life together, a person who's working on themselves. Why wouldn't you be worthy of a vacation? And there's motherfuckers out here who are evil and mean-spirited and nasty and conniving and sneaky and everything else you can think of. And they out here living their best life because they don't think of themselves in the way that you think of yourself. That's the difference. That's why sometimes this world feels unfair, right? Because you can see all of these other people live these lifestyles that you want to live or have certain things that you want to have. Not saying you want to be them, but certain things that they got, you want for yourself. It just is what it is. And sometimes it feels unfair because it's like, well, damn, what's wrong with me? And then you start to create all of these things that you feel is wrong with you. Oh, well, I did this in my past, and I had this type of childhood. You're giving the energies around you reasons to not put you in those type of situations where you do come off on the other side abundant, where you do have things that you want to have. You're creating it. You're giving it all of the reasons of why you shouldn't get it. Whether those reasons are valid or not, it does not matter if you continue to put that shit out there. So a lot of y'all need to be changing the way that you speak about yourself. Even change the way you speak about your past. You know what I'm saying? I've shared the story before. I've been evicted from apartments before and everything. And this was years ago, you know what I'm saying, when I was still in my early 20s. But as I was moving past that moment, even being in a brand new apartment, I'm still in my head thinking about how I had my shit put outside. And because I stayed in that mentality, and I'm now living in fear because I don't want that to happen again. I don't even realize that I'm attracting that to me. So I started realizing, like, damn, it's getting a little harder for me to pay my bills every month. I feel like my money is going to places that I didn't ask for it to go. Shit coming out of nowhere. I gotta spend this over here, spend that over here. Now I'm finding myself short on rent certain months. And I had to realize I'm creating this because I'm so focused on what happened in my past and I keep reliving it in my head. I'm subconsciously attracting that negative energy. It's almost like pulling something from the past and bringing it to where you currently are. I'm reaching back and I'm digging around in all of them old ass memories that are traumatic. 7-Eleven on the clock. That are traumatic, that are hard, that were negative, whatever. And because I'm in a whole new space, you know what I'm saying, in the future, right? But I'm reaching back and I'm pulling all of that shit into my current position. It's like throwing out trash and then going downstairs to the damn dumpster and pulling the trash out and then bringing it back into your house and just throwing it all over the floor. If it's something that's bothering you that bad, you need to come to terms with it so that you can heal from it and let that shit stay back there. Dragging that shit from your past and making it a part of your present mentality serves no purpose. It serves no purpose and it does you more harm than anything. A lot of y'all feel like that's you being preventive. If I remember where I came from and I keep remembering all of these things that I went through, then, it's going to stop me from doing those same things again and getting in that same place and blah, 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 blah. There's a difference between taking the lessons with you versus taking the whole experience. You know what I'm saying? You just need the lessons. You don't need to keep the whole fucking experience. Leave that shit back there. Take what you learned from it, apply that, and keep it fucking pushing. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for the gift. Thank you to everybody joining. Take what you learned from those experiences and use that. You don't need to beat yourself up with the things that you went through every day, all day. That's a waste of time. Thank you for the heart me. When you could be applying new helpful mentalities, new affirmations, you know what I'm saying? You could be learning new ways of going about things. You could be doing better things with your time is the point. That will actually help you prevent what it is that you claim that you're trying to prevent. But bullying yourself with past memories and past traumas, that don't help. That does not help. And if anything, it keeps you in this stagnant mentality where you're almost stuck on this hamster wheel. Thank you for the heart me. And you're just reliving the same shit over and over and over again. And then in your head, you going crazy because you feel like, oh shit, here we go again. I knew it was too good to be true. Yeah, it was too good to be true because you've been badgering yourself this whole time with, oh shit, you in a whole new environment. Why are you thinking about some shit that happened in 2012? Why are you still bullying yourself with a decision that you made in 2018? What's productive about that? How is this helping? You're not getting nothing from this. Nothing at all. Thank you so much. It's a difference again between, this is why we review our past, right? When it comes to healing, when it comes to doing shadow work, when it comes to trauma healing, right? We're not going back in the past to beat ourselves up about what we already experienced, right? We're not going back in the past to relive all of these events to traumatize ourselves again. That's not what we're doing. What we're doing is we're going back to, number one, sort it out. What the fuck even happened? Because sometimes when you go through certain traumas and experiences, you don't even have time to process it. You just kind of in it, you move through it, and then you kind of leave like, what the fuck? Right? Thank you for the gift. So we go back to, number one, process what happened. How did this make me feel? You know what I'm saying? How did this, traumatize me? In what ways did this traumatize me? In what ways did this affect me mentally, physically, emotionally, health-wise? Okay? Figure all that out. Who are the people who were involved? Based on this situation, do I need to cut these people off? You know what I'm saying? I need to figure that part out. And then the other thing is, what did I learn from this experience? What can I take with me from this experience? That's all I need. Everything else can stay the fuck back there. It can stay. I don't need all of the first this happened, second this happened, last this happened. I don't need all that. What did I learn from this? What can I take with me and put in my tool belt, right? Because when it comes to tools, if I go buy a hammer, I'm not purchasing this hammer just for me to use one time. That would be, pointless, right? If I'm getting this hammer, I'm getting this hammer so that I can use it this one time and any other time that I need a hammer, right? So we have lessons and things that we learn from the situations and events and experiences that we have in our past. And our job is to go back there and collect them tools, because it's just tools sitting there. You wonder why in present day you still struggling with some of the same stuff, because your tools is behind you. You can't just move on past what you went through and that's just it. No. That shit had purpose. And your job is to go back there and figure out what the fuck was the purpose of that shit. What was the purpose of me growing up in this type of household? What was the purpose of me, being talked about and being manipulated and being played with in this relationship? And it may not seem, when you skim over it, it may not even seem like that shit had a purpose. But I promise you it do. We don't go through just anything just to go through it. There's a lesson in all of this shit. You know what I'm saying? There's something to learn from everything that we've experienced. There's something we can take and pass down to other people. Things that we can keep for ourselves. A lot of y'all got kids. Things that you can give your children. It's purpose in all of that. And our job is to figure out, what the fuck is it? Now, is that an easy process? Hell no. I can't stand motherfuckers who get on this internet and act like, oh, spirituality, light and love, and crystals, and jewelry, and ankle bracelets, and sage, and Palo Santo. No. This shit gets real dirty. You gotta get your hands dirty. You gotta get in that mud. Okay? You gotta fight and figure it out. And this shit don't come with no handbook. It don't come with no play-by-play. So a lot of it is just going with the motherfucking flow. That's why intuition is so important. Because our intuition is our internal GPS. Guiding us to the things that we need to know. You know what I'm saying? Guiding us to the places that we need to go. Guiding us to the people that we need to, be around. Or whatever the case may be. Right? All of those things are important. So when we don't listen to our intuition, when we don't follow our internal GPS, when we don't listen to ourselves, whatever happens, happens. And the first thing we say is, damn, something told me, I had a feeling. I bet you fucking did. I bet your ass did have a feeling. I bet something did tell you. And you gotta learn to start listening to that damn something. Because our intuition ain't never been wrong. That's one thing about it. It ain't never been wrong. So following that part of you is going to be very important. Because nobody can really come into your life and tell you what you need to be doing every step of the way. Yes, we do have people assigned to our journey that help kind of usher us into certain things, or they play a role, in our path, right? But they're not telling us every single step. It's not a play-by-play type of thing. Not at all. It's just like when you go to the airport. TSA is important. So somebody had to apply for that job. Somebody had to hire that person so that on July the 5th, you could walk through the airport and go through the damn line, and that specific TSA member be the one to let your ass through. All of that shit has divine purpose. Same thing with your life. There are people who are following their intuition in order to be in position to help and assist you when you get to wherever you're supposed to get to. But you got to know that. You got to trust that. And you have to be listening to your own intuition so that you're at that place that you need to be at for that person to come in and play their part. We're all connected. And when one person don't listen to their intuition, it can cost however many other people. You not listening to your intuition, you don't know who that's affecting. You don't know who you are supposed to be 100% a year from now. There's people who got on this app and started making videos just minding their business. They had no idea that they would be at BET Awards or getting flown out for brand deals and all types. They had no idea. But they followed their intuition and did what they were supposed to do to be in position to do what they're doing now. You got people who went to prison, didn't know that they was going to get out and recover and become some type of business mogul and now be at the top of whatever. You never know how this shit is going to play out 100%. But you have to know within your heart of hearts that it's going to work out the way it's supposed to. And that's why you have to trust your intuition. Because the higher part of you knows. God, source, spirit, universe, whatever it is you believe in, knows. And it sends you those little messages and downloads through your intuition to keep you on the proper path, to keep you in alignment with the things that you're supposed to have. The minute you get to overthinking shit, intuition tell you make a right. You're like, but what about left? I like the letter L. I mean, what's wrong with left? I mean, is that like prejudice against left if I go right? Well, I always gotta go right. There's a lot of right-handed people. What about the left-handed people? You're just making up shit. Instead of just going left. Or right. Or whatever the fuck way you supposed to go. Just go. Do it. Going back to stepping out on faith. It's not a question of, you know, do you deserve to have these things happen to you? Of course. You deserve to have the absolute best. But to whom much is given, much is required. You can't just pop up, you know, getting all of the things that you want and you haven't done what you're supposed to do. Or you have souls attached to your journey that you got to take care of. Some of y'all got children that you need to be healing for, that you need to be doing certain things for. Whether they're your biological children, whether they're your spiritual children. You know what I'm saying? You got a bloodline that you are supposed to be working to change the trajectory of. I tell my collective all the time, be careful of these names that y'all like to pick up on. Oh, I'm a generational curse breaker. I'm a divine god, goddess. I'm a king, queen, empress, emperor, magician, shaman. You want to claim all of these titles, but you don't want to do the work. There's work, there's things that you got to do that's attached to these titles that you claim. That's like somebody hiring you as a damn nurse, but then you don't want to take no blood, or you don't want to change no bed sheets, or you know what I'm saying, you don't want to go in there and talk to the patient and help them out, or take no vitals. You just want to sit behind a computer. That's not the description of the job. How you gonna be an entrepreneur and you don't even want to do nothing? You don't even want to get out the bed when you're supposed to. You don't want to get an early start to your day when you need to. I don't get it. If Spirit was to give you exactly what it is that you wanted right now, how long would you be able to maintain it? Because a lot of people think, once I get whatever it is that I'm manifesting, then I'm also going to change my life when I get it. That's not how this shit works. You gotta already be in the process of making the necessary changes before you get what it is that you're supposed to be getting. Thank you for the heart, me, my love. You gotta already be in that process. Nobody's saying you gotta have it all figured out, because none of us ever have it all figured out. That's just not how this shit go. It would be great if we did, but that's just part of it. It's for us to learn certain things as we go. Sometimes only experiencing it firsthand is experience that you need. So you're not gonna have everything figured the fuck out. But you need to have enough of a foundation that you can be trusted with the things that you're asking for. Period. It's not a question of if you deserve it or not. Of course you deserve it. It's not a question of if you can have it or not. Of course you can have it. But are you willing to do the work? Not just the work that you're comfortable with. Everybody can do what they're comfortable with. That's why it's called comfortable. But what about them things that scare you a little bit? What about them things that's attached to your anxiety? What about them things that you failed at before that it's time for you to go ahead and take another chance at? What about the things that require you to move away from people, places, and things that no longer serve you, that you have attachments to, that have been difficult for you to let go of in the past? That's where it's really going to be evident of if you're really ready for this or not. Those are the areas that Spirit, Source, God, universe, whatever you want to call it, it's all the same stuff. Those are the areas that they're looking at. So, because again we're moving into Cancer season, Cancer, rules the home, it rules the family, it rules the foundation. Right? Those three areas are going to be very, very prevalent over the next 28 days. Alright? So it's going to be important for when those things pop up, in whatever way they pop up, because it's going to look different for everybody. It's going to look different for everybody. Some people may be moving away from family. Some people may be getting closer to family. Okay? Some people may be finally getting their foundation off the ground. Some people's foundations might be getting a makeover. It's going to look different for everybody. Some people's homes are going to be finally put together the way that they need to be. Some people's homes are going to be getting a makeover. However it looks, when it comes, you need to be prepared. You need to go with the flow. You need to trust yourself enough to know that your intuition is on point. And that all the things that you need are being provided to you. But you have to listen to your higher self. It's always the first voice. Everything after that is basically you trying to convince yourself of something else. Higher self always speak first. Intuition always speak first. Everything after that is some bullshit that you're trying to make up to excuse it or not do it or find another solution out. Thank you for the heart, me. Okay? Trust yourself in this moment. Know that you can do it. Know that you're worthy of having the things that you want. For a lot of y'all, it's really just worth. Can you see yourself as being worthy enough to have these things? If the answer is no, if you have doubts or hesitations, then we know that you need to work on your self-image. The way that you see yourself, the way that you love yourself, the compassion you have for yourself, the understanding that you have for yourself, and the things that you've done in your life. Self-love. You know what I'm saying? Are you really loving yourself unconditionally? All of those things are important. Some of y'all need to start doing mirror work. Looking at yourself in the mirror and speaking highly of yourself to yourself. Complimenting yourself. It don't always have to be, I'm going to wait for somebody else to tell me I look good. I'm going to wait for somebody else to tell me I'm smart. I'm going to wait for somebody else to tell me that's a good idea. You don't got to wait for nobody else to do shit. What they say, your calling wasn't a conference call? So all these other people don't need to be involved with your character development. And how you feel about yourself. All that be humble shit, what Kendrick said. You don't need to be humble. That don't mean that you go and you demean other people. But that does mean when it comes to you, you better be thinking that you the best motherfucking thing out here. If you don't, who will? And why should they? If you don't even believe it, why should I believe it? Why should they believe it? Anybody requiring you to be humble and to tone down, they just want to make room for themselves to feel better around you. It's not my responsibility how you feel about yourself. Just like it's not nobody else's responsibility how you feel about you. You have to be your biggest supporter right now. And forever. You got to give yourself everything that you need and provide yourself with everything that you need. That's why for a lot of you guys, you're being pushed away from relationships. Thank you for the gift. Excuse me. You're being pushed away from relationships. You're being pushed away from family. You're being pushed away from a lot of people and a lot of things. Because Spirit is trying to help you see that you need you. And only you can give yourself these things. Only you can provide yourself these things. Nobody else can do this shit for you. And a lot of y'all had a lot of distractions around you, whether it was in the form of relationships, family connections, friendships, whatever the fuck it was. A lot of that is being pulled away from you, or you're being pulled away from it. It's not by coincidence that you want to spend more time by yourself. There's nothing wrong with you that you want to turn down going out or doing all these types of things with other people. A lot of that is there being room made for you to invest into yourself. Because it's time. It's past time. And y'all can keep walking around here complaining about, oh, I'm ready for this and I'm ready for that, and you know, I'm just waiting for it to be my turn. Make it your turn. Make it your fucking turn. You don't gotta wait for shit. Make it your turn. Invest into yourself and watch what happens. Prioritize you for the next 30 days and watch what happens around you. Treat yourself like the best thing since sliced motherfucking bread and watch what happens around you. How easy it is to have the things that you want, to manifest the things that you want without you even having to open your mouth and ask for it. Because it's all about alignment. It's all about frequency. If I'm on the frequency of the very things that I'm desiring, they have to come to me. But I can't get mad that something's not coming to me and I'm on a whole nother frequency. That's like me being upset that I can't see what from the 5th floor and I'm on the 1st floor. Move your ass up to the 5th floor and then you will be able to see what's on the 5th floor. It's not the people on the 5th floor's fault that you can't see what the fuck going on. Walk your ass up the steps. But it requires you to do something. Take initiative. Stop sitting back and waiting for life to happen and make life fucking happen. It's a decision. It is a choice. You don't have to sit back and just be responsive. A lot of people just respond to life. You're not creating things for yourself. Take the initiative. Make that shit happen. I'm going to get up and I'm going to do X, Y, and Z today. I'm a content creator. I'm going to post 40 videos today. Fuck it. I'm trying to get my business out there. I'm about to go and just pass out fucking flyers all day. Fuck it. Make the shit happen. Get out your head and just do it. This is a time of action. Act on the things you want. Your destiny, your dreams, your manifestations, your goals are not going to come knock on your front door. It's not how it works. It's not going to show up at your house while you tucked in the bed or lounging on the couch and rubbing your feet together. Thank y'all for the follows. Thank y'all for the likes and the love and the gifts. I appreciate it. The things that you want are not going to come and... Hello? Yes, I'm here for blah, 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 blah. No. You got to go hunt that bitch down. I'm on your ass. And it don't require you doing a whole bunch of random ass shit. You just have to be... You have to move with intention. You just got to be determined. You just got to keep going. You got to do shit out of your comfort zone. Because comfortable means I've been here before. Comfortable means I know my way around. The shit that you want, you've never had before. So why do you think in your head you can do some comfortable shit to get something you've never had before? That don't even match. If I want something I never had before, I gotta do something I've never done before. I gotta get around people I've never been around before. I gotta put myself in spaces I've never been in before. It requires a whole new version of me. I have to be a version of myself I've never been before. That's the only way I'm gonna get some shit I never had. Experience something I've never experienced. But as long as it's familiar, I'm going to get the same familiar shit. So I keep doing the same familiar things. I'm going to keep meeting the same familiar people. They got the same familiar energy. I'm going to keep working the same familiar jobs. I'm going to keep having the same familiar experiences in the same familiar ass environments. And then what? Life just stuck on repeat. So, this is technically the end of the week, the work week, for that matter. The next 30 days, try locking in And everybody not gonna do it. That's just the reality, right? It's a numbers game. Everybody not gonna do it. But the people who lock in for the next 30 days and push themselves to do whatever it is that they feel intuitively guided to do, that take the initiative to talk to themselves every day, look themselves in the mirror and say some nice shit, some encouraging shit, some empowering shit to themselves, watch where y'all be in the next 30 days. And everybody else who found an excuse to not do it won't be in the same spot that they in today. That's just how this shit go. Everybody say life is not fair. Life is not. It's very fair. It's very fair because it gives you exactly what you asked for. It aligns you with exactly what frequency you're on. It's very fair. And it do everybody the same way. This is why, again, you can see bogus ass people, negative ass people live a certain type of lifestyle because they match the frequency of that lifestyle. Everything is energy. That lifestyle don't require you to be a good person. Having money don't require you to be a good person. It's a frequency. If you can match the frequency, anybody can have it. You know what I'm saying? It's not complicated. You complicate it because you in your head creating all of these reasons or all of these specific ways of how you can get money. Oh, I have to go to college, and then I have to take this class, and then I have to do this, and then I have to do that, and then I have to do this. And then maybe I can make $60,000 a year. Well, you just created that rule that don't apply. Who said that you had to do all of that? You created that in your head and set that as the rule and the law for your reality. So now it has to happen that way because you created that in your head. Excuse me. Or I want to manifest $500. I need $500 for this bill. Well, the only way it's going to happen is if, I talk to this person and try to talk them into giving it to me, or I get a loan from this person, or maybe I can see if I can get my check a little early. You're telling the energies around you, these are the only ways that I can have this. This is the only way that this can happen. No, it's not. People send people random ass money. Strangers send strangers random ass money every day. People find money on the side of the road, walking, under tables, under a bush every day. Who are you to say it can only come one way? It's a mentality. It's an energy. It's a frequency that you have the ability to create and dictate for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Think of yourself higher. Think of yourself as more. Open yourself up to the possibilities. Be crazy enough if you think it's crazy, insane, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Be all of that enough to know that anything can happen. So instead of saying I need this $500 and it gotta come this one way, I'm so happy and grateful that I got this money to pay my bill. And leave it at that. You don't gotta figure out. It's not your responsibility. And I'm talking to spiritual people. So if you don't consider yourself spiritual, then this probably won't apply. But it's not my responsibility to figure out how things come to me. It's not my business. I just put it out there. That's my job. My job is to put it out there in the atmosphere. My job is to create the idea and put it out there. It is the universe's job to figure out how it's going to get to me. I'm not about to concern myself with that. That's not my job. Everybody got their job. That's not my job. I don't need to know how. I just need to be in position to be thankful when, not if, when. I don't need to know the how. The how is not my business. If some money get randomly deposited in my account, you think I'm going to be sitting there worried about how did this happen? I wonder how. I don't give a fuck how. I don't care. That's not my business. If somebody want to randomly give me something, I don't need to know how. How? How did you? It's not my business. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm so happy and grateful. That's my job, to be happy and grateful. Not to figure out how this happens and how that's going to happen. That's not my business. I don't get paid to do that. So if you are a true spiritual being and you believe in spirit, source, universe, God, ancestors, whatever, then you need to understand your job description. And your job description is not to figure out how this shit works and how things come to you. And the more you get into it, the more you understand that spiritual things don't make human sense. It just don't. Miracles don't always make human sense. That's why it's a fucking miracle. You know what I'm saying? That shit don't always make human sense. Your brain cannot always conceptualize on a human level how this shit happened. It's not supposed to. And you wasting time instead of enjoying what is happening. You wasting time trying to figure out how it happened or how it's going to happen. Fuck all that. Alright, any questions, comments, or concerns before I hop off of here? If you do want to book any personal services with me, consultations, mentorships, one-on-ones, counseling sessions, personal readings, that link is in my bio. This will be posted to YouTube, so feel free to subscribe. That's also linked in my bio. You can also follow me on my other socials. Those are linked in my bio as well. I think that's about it. If anybody have any questions, spiritual questions, feel free to ask them now. If not, I'm about to be off of here. And take me a little cat nap before I start with my clients for today. If you missed it, this will be on YouTube, so make sure you subscribe. That link is in the bio so you can watch it from the beginning. It'll be posted later on tonight. So make sure you subscribe so you can get the notification. Make sure that you follow. If you like the space, appreciate the space, I do readings throughout the week. We also do different lives on different topics, Q&As, we do panels, all types of stuff over here. This is a spiritual space, so you know, if that's not your thing, then you know, maybe not. But if it is, definitely make sure you follow. Definitely make sure you come back. Turn those notifications on so that you know when I go live. I might, heavy on the might, go live and do a tarot reading later on in the afternoon today. I'm not sure. We'll see. I got on here early because I was led to do an early live. Let me know how y'all like these for my regular viewers. Because sometimes I'm up this early, but I'm like, I don't know if people gonna be up or on here or whatever. But if this is a good time that works for y'all, then when I'm up, we can do some of the lives earlier in the day, and maybe do another one later on in the afternoon or the evening, and do it like that. But yeah, there's other readings, other videos on the YouTube, so feel free to go and watch those. Any messages, any readings that you see on my YouTube are all timeless. So if they apply to you at this point, then take it. Okay? There's no specific time limit on any of the things that I do. Okay? Whenever it's for you, it's for you. Alright? Shout out to everybody who gifted. Shout out to everybody who sent heart me. Shout out to everybody who shared, who liked, who followed. I appreciate all of the love. Shout out to everybody who viewed, who commented. It is much appreciated. And yeah, I'll be back on here later on today. Possibly. I don't want to make no promises, but that's my intention. Is to do so. So I'll see y'all later. Be good. Take these messages into consideration. Have a fantastic day if you're going to work. Have a fantastic day. I know. Well, I be up during this time sometimes. I just don't be on here. But yeah, I'm on here early today. Have a great day at work. And all of the things. I'm about to take me a nap. I gotta be back up at 12 anyway. So, light and love to everybody. Hope y'all enjoyed the messages. And I'll see y'all later. Alright?